Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. It's quite a delay, and this is your match preview for the Chelsea versus Cardiff City game, which will take place at Stamford Bridge tomorrow, 3 PM kickoff. And I am so happy. I am so happy that, international break is fucking finally over. It's been a while, 2 weeks of no Premier League football is torture. It's hell for a lot of Premier League fans and Chelsea fans, me included. And it was so boring, especially if you're an England fan like me, playing Switzerland, Spain. It seems exciting, but it's just boring. No activity. Twitter is dead. Instagram is dead. It's so boring. There's nothing much to do. I couldn't really record much. I apologise. But the Chelsea content is back, and I'm so happy for it. And yeah, I'm glad that you guys are happy as well. But yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the preview. Now, the first part of this video is regarding the opposition information. And obviously, we are playing Cardiff at home. Obviously, it does seem like an easy fixture, but I'm going to go into the proper details and, kind of tell you guys what to expect from them, the way they're going to set up, how well they've been doing this season, and what their managers basically said. So, obviously, Cardiff, as you can see right now, opening day of the season, they lost 2-0 to Bournemouth. They then had a 0-0 draw versus Huddersfield away from home, and then they lost 2 weeks ago before the international break at home 3-2 against Arsenal, which I thought, in my opinion, they were very unlucky to lose to. They came from behind twice, they drew, but obviously ultimately the quality from Arsenal did show, and Arsenal did pick up the 3 points away from home. Now with Cardiff, I thought they were quite unlucky. I really did. I think they played really well against Arsenal. They were very disciplined in what they were doing. And I think you're going to see a similar thing against Chelsea. And obviously, they're playing away from home. It is at Stamford Bridge. Neil Warnock did come out and say that he's not going to defend as much. He's going to have a go at Chelsea. However, I believe that's just mind games. Obviously, the way they form up is a 4-4-2, as you can see right now. This is how they lined up against Arsenal. Obviously, Sol Bamba at the back. They're two strikers. It's very similar setup to the way Bournemouth play. They're going to be very organised and disciplined defensively, defending really well. Though defending those half space, not allowing any space for the front three of Hazard, Pedro and Morata. And they're going to be trying to hit us on the break. That's very similar to the Bournemouth game plan. So don't expect this to be a battering, in my opinion. I think it's going to be very hard. A bit like Bournemouth, we have to be very patient when breaking down a team like Cardiff. They're going to be sitting back, unfortunately. It's be very difficult. So it'll be very similar to the way that Bournemouth kind of set up. So they're going to be organised, disciplined. They've kept already a clean sheet this season. Neil Warnock is very disciplined. They're a very physical side. Cardiff are very physical. So don't, expect a lot of fouls on Hazard and Pedro, etc. because they're very physical. It's just the way Neil Warnock sets his team out. But yeah, if you look at the past few performances since the start of this season, Cardiff City sit in 16th position, as you can see right now. They've had 2 draws and 2 losses out of the 4 Premier League games they played this season so far. So not too bad for a promoted side. Remember, they are promoted and they were relegation favourites, and to go straight back down, finish rock bottom. So they're not on the relegation zone, and they're not doing too bad. 2 losses, especially they were really unlucky against Arsenal before the international break, in my opinion. So like I said, 4-4-2 is the way to sell against Arsenal. They were at home. I wouldn't be surprised if Neil Warnock uses a more of a 5 at the back formation like Bournemouth did. So I expect a 4-4-2, the way they set up, tactically, covering those half spaces, or using a 5 at the back formation to, have that extra man in defence to help sort out Hazard and kind of double team on Hazard and Pedro, basically. This is how it works. So obviously the flanks have to do a lot of job for Chelsea, like they did against Bournemouth. So Marcos Alonso, Azpilicueta, etc. And that's regarding the opposition preview, how well Cardiff have been doing so far and how I expect them to set up. Very defensive team, organised, but they are physical. We have to be worried that, but they're going to be disciplined. So we have to be very patient when trying to break Cardiff down. Now, in the second part of the video, I'll be getting to Sarri's press conference and what he had to say in the press conference for our game tomorrow. So basically, he was asked plenty of questions by reporters as usual. And the first question he was asked regarding Cesc Fabregas. Now, Sarri did say Cesc Fabregas is very well and he's trained with the squad this week. The midfielder could be on the bench tomorrow, but if not, should be ready to play next week. That is positive news. More midfielders back, more variety on the bench, and obviously another backup midfielder option, which I think is a fantastic option, especially trying to break teams down like Bournemouth and Cardiff. A fantastic option, a good replacement for Jorginho as a backup. Sarri was then asked about Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and Sarri did state that Ruben Loftus-Cheek picked up an injury while playing for England. He's not sure if the midfielder will be available tomorrow. However, he adds that both Emerson and Davide Zappacosta picked up sore throats yesterday. So obviously that means Emerson and Zappacosta will not be on the bench. That's 2 of our wingers ruled out. So hopefully we don't get any injuries to Alonso or Azpilicueta. And obviously, as Sarri stated, Ruben Loftus-Cheek is injured, so that's not very good news. So I was then did state that it was very difficult for every coach when so many players are away on international duty, and he basically said that we are not solid enough defensively at the moment and we need to improve in that area. He believes tomorrow's game against Cardiff will be very difficult. I completely agree in that aspect. Obviously, like I mentioned in the opposition information, they are going to be very disciplined and organised at the back. We have to be very, very patient when trying to break down a team like Cardiff City. So that's regarding Cardiff City. And then he basically was asked about the captaincy. Now, obviously, before the international break, Sarri was asked in the press conference who will be captain. Sarri has replied he's decided who will be captain, but he would like to speak to the players and the club first before making the announcement, which is fair enough. Obviously, there was a debate between Fabregas and Hazard, but we're going to have to wait and see in a few days when he starts talking to the club and the players as well. So that's basically, rounding up what Sarri said in his press conference. So obviously Loftus-Cheek will not feature. Zappacosta, Emerson are not going to be featuring, unfortunately. But apart from that, that's the only injuries regarding that, and obviously we should see our basic 4-3-3 formation. So that is Sarri's press conference. Now, getting to the third part of this video, it is my predicted lineup and my prediction for our game versus Cardiff. Now, as a predicted lineup, as you can see right now, I'm going to go for Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal, Marcos Alonso on left back, Cesar Azpilicueta right back, two centre backs of Antonio Rudiger, David Luiz. I believe that's what Sarri is going to be picking because of his ball playing abilities. Three in midfield of N'Golo Kante, Jorginho as that registered deep line playmaker, and then you're going to have Mateo Kovacic to break those lines when playing Cardiff, because he's going to be crucial, Mateo Kovacic, because obviously they're going to be very organised sitting back, 5 at the back formation or 4-4-2. Then Hazard, who's in really, really good form. For me, the best player in the world since the World Cup. Pedro, who's in very, very good form, very rich reign of form. And then Alvaro Morata leading the lines, and Giroud to maybe come on a bit later to trouble those Cardiff centre-backs. That is my predicted lineup. Leave me your predicted lineup in the comment section below. And also, as a scoreline, I'm going to go for a 3-0 Chelsea victory. Once we get the first one, the floodgates will open. Cardiff will have to pop out. So it's good to get an early goal. Hopefully Chelsea do get an early goal. It's not going to be an easy game. We have to be patient on breaking these teams down, because not going to allow any half spaces. They're going to be very organised sitting back. So we have to be very patient. But leave me your score prediction and your predicted lineup in the comment section below. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Hit the notification bell so you're notified for every time I upload. And all the social media links will be in the description. And I'll see you guys for my preview tomorrow. Peace.